What's up? What's up? What's up? One minute until open. We could still see ES reach for this high, but we have SMT with NQ, so wouldn't be surprised to see downfall. We have also still unfilled and dog. So we took the liquidity here. I am expecting a move down. Possible short from this fair value gap. If it closes above, I would close the trade. We have a inversion here. Yes, pretty strong now. Alright, so it looks like we are going for the buy side liquidity. Right here. Or is it gonna reverse just now? Okay. I'm gonna... Let me see. I'm gonna put an order here at 30 in this fair value gap. If we take out this high, I'm gonna go lower time frame and look for an entry there. we might just leave this unfilled and go straight for the buy side. So now I'm gonna enter on a fair value gap if we get one. Like this could have been also just a liquidity sweep. These equal highs. But I would still like to see the buy side taken out. Let's see the 5-minute. We have a breaker here. Alright, so we closed above. I'm gonna put a long here at the 37.50. Okay, I'm failed. If we close below this fair value gap, this 1 minute. Yeah, just like that. I'm gonna close the trade. Oh, stop me out. So let's just wait for another opportunity. And we are on one loss for this session. 3 wins from earlier. We are still in this breaker. So we could still possibly push higher. Do we have any news today? The retail sales and so on. we close above this 2-minute fair value gap, I'm gonna enter there. ES pushing down. NQ still holding. We might see SMT and that would be even greater. But if we take out this low again, I'm gonna look for shorts. Okay, we are still holding. Okay, let's wait for this 2-minute inversion. We can even enter on the 1-minute one, but I know I would expect it to go. Okay, let me take one position on the 1-minute. That's just an early position. And if it closes, okay, so we are pushing. Target would be the buy side. I still expect that we might retrace back to the inversion. But this would be the target. I'm gonna take the first profit at this 57 level. $57.75, so that's like 16.5. My stop loss is 10 handles. A better stop loss would be below this swing low, but I did not get filled yet. I got filled, so one winner, one loser for New York. Winners but bigger than losers, so overall in a profit. And I still would expect that we go all the way for the buy side. Then what is this music? Pretty good for not being copyright. We have another SMT with ES, but dollar is dropping. I still expect that we're gonna go higher. I'm gonna just take a late entry on on micros. Take profit at 85. So we're pushing another good take profit is here. My stop loss is under this swing low. So the trade would be like this, but I entered late, so you know. My entry is like miss 55, so it will be pretty late. I could have just entered another one there, but that's fine. On my position, it's almost 10 handles now on just a micro, because this for me is just being too late in a trade. But you know, just 20 bucks for nothing, basically, for clicking buttons. I take it. Targeting this buy side. So that's 30 handles. Okay, yes, finally pushed too. So let's see how it delivers now. Let's see if there are any unfilled fair value gaps. This could also be a take profit. 69, 50. Okay, dollar is still dropping. Okay, another take profit. Hit. It's what? 20 handles? Yeah. I'm gonna move my stop loss into break even, which for me it's like here at 55, just to cover the fees. I'm gonna put it below this swing low. So what, for 54, 75, so break even. Also, that's another good trade. 5 for 1 today. That's pretty good. If I was trading like minis only, that would be all right. Wait a second. Let me manage this trade. All right, I'm gonna close it. And the way you should do this is just if you have like, let's say 5 contracts, I would take off 3 at this point. 1 here just to secure the low hanging fruit. And then the last one would be there. We might be just like looking for the inversion right now. Let me see. All right, so there is a 3-minute fair value gap. And it looks like we're gonna be... So there is an inversion here. Dollar is still dropping, so I'm still looking for some longs here. If this inversion on this fair value gap holds, I'm gonna look for more longs. All right, it looks like this bullish fair value gap has failed. And we will go for these equal lows. But since I'm like bullish now because I want to see this equal highs taken, I'm not gonna take the short. Also, dollar is dropping, so you know my bias is just opposite of what's happening right now. So either my bias is wrong or I have actually no idea or what. But $300 for the day, it's fine. And if you multiply that by 20, which right now I don't have 20 accounts, but we will have more. It's $6,000 for the day, you know, just by clicking buttons. It's pretty good for me. Okay, it seems like we might be pushing from this breaker. We might have a small little inversion here. on the 2 minute. Okay, it closed below, so no inversion there. Okay, let's wait for this candle to close. It closes above this line. I'm going in for longs. Yes, we're live. This is a live stream. Okay, the 2 minute candle is pushing. You might see the inversion. It could also just run without us. So let's see if it closes above this and makes an inversion there. I'm gonna... I'm not sure. Am I gonna enter a trade there? I would rather enter it from this one. It's like 10 handles almost. But we might not see it retrace back to that. I'm gonna put an order here. 54, 75. We also left this inversion open. We might just fly high for the buy side and not even touch it. Okay, let's see. Is it gonna give us a chance for the buy side run? And I think that we are gonna go like 10 AM here, and then for the gap from 10 AM macro. Okay, so there is SMT. Which I don't like to see at all. Like if this next candle is not gonna go above this high, I wouldn't feel too comfortable entering, so I'm gonna just enter here with one micro. Because this trade is just, for me, not as high probability as the others would be if this wouldn't be SMT. So I got filled here. This is the target. 10 handles stop loss. It's gonna most likely get filled. And I'm stopped out. You see, I didn't get like what I wanted. Like, if ES was pushing higher, I would go with normal contract with 1 mini. But because this wasn't a high probability trade for me, I took just a micro just to feel out the trade. And basically for me, I learn more from that without hurting myself. We have inversion here. Okay, let's wait for the 10 a.m. for the silver bullet time. Thanks, hello. Okay, so are we gonna see a push down from this fair value gap here? Probably. This right here is a breaker. Dollar is still pushing down. NQ made a new low. ES didn't. So for me, this is low probability. So not gonna trade with too much size. Like when you see SMT on both sides, like when NQ is making higher highs and then higher lower lows, but ES is not making either, that's not a good sign. We could see right now just this liquidity being taken out and then go for the buy side if ES holds this. So let's just wait and see. We went into the 1 hour fair value gap. NQ making new low. Like right now we had SMT with ES, which would mean that we're gonna go lower because we also took a lot of buy side here, even though we still have these equal highs unfilled, but there is also the new day opening gap. So still waiting for a better sign. All right, I'm gonna enter a short here. Okay, I'm filled. My stop loss is above this. 28.50. Or if we see a close above this fair value gap, because then it would be an inversion and okay. So I'm closing the trade. We took the sell side. We failed to push away from this fair value gap. So for me, that's an inversion. So that was a loser for me. And we might see a push from this inversion here. Once again, if we close below this inversion, I'm closing the trade. I'm in from the inversion. My first target is this. This swing high here. And okay, we're still holding. Now I'm gonna move my stop loss below this low once we close. because I would not like to see it move any lower than that. Yeah, I see the breaker. But we also like still have the equal highs here, you know, so and I'm taking this just as like a quick scalp. All right, I got filled for 10 handles. Yeah, like what I see now is that the two potential targets are these equal highs and this new day opening gap. And I just feel like it's very low probability right now because like dollar is dropping, NQ is not pushing at all. It's just consolidating. It's also kind of disconnected from ES. So yeah, not the best conditions. All right, I'm gonna just add one more win. 400 bucks for the day. It's so weird how you like get disconnected from the money. Like once you start trading and also with prop firms, you know, you're like, damn, I made 400 bucks today, but you always see people making just 4K a day. And it just feels like 400 bucks is nothing, but you know, you can almost survive for a week on 400 bucks or even 2 weeks, depending on the country. It's pushing into this breaker. So let's see if it rejects from this. Also, Codra, do you know when you should use the wicks and when the bodies? Because I feel like, isn't it just like up to you kind of? Because what I've seen ICT do is just he basically looks at the price and if he sees that it's rejecting the wicks, he takes the wicks. And if he sees that it's rejecting the body, he's just taking the body. So I don't know. Also guys, if the music is annoying, you can tell me. I can just turn it off or switch it. And it looks like we are rejecting the breaker. So right now, if I see that this 1 minute fair value gap fails to hold, I would look for a short. Let's see, do we have any other fair value gaps? I also like check the other time frames, how the whole candle looks like. But if you look now, you can see that the price only touched the wicks. It might touch the body right now, but so far it just touched the wicks and it might just reverse from that. And it touched the body too. Is it gonna reverse now? Well, so far it looks like your personal preference is working out. And I feel like ICT doesn't have like really a rule about it, because he also says that if the candles have big wicks, you should use the wick. But also for me, I feel like, what can you consider like a mechanical strategy, and like, you know, how do you see the, or how do you differentiate like a big wick from the small wick, you know? Yeah, I want to see this buy side taken out, tactical trader. Yeah, I also think that we are gonna go for that, and it looks like ES wants to go there because it's pushing way more than NQ. But, you know, it doesn't mean that we're not gonna go for these, for the liquidity that's below this, you know, that's like these equal lows. Like, I am pretty bullish too right now. But when I see the price is just not really willing to go up, I'm not trying to push it too much. Like, you can just see that we are disrespecting all of the bullish fair value gaps, which is a pretty good sign that we do not want to go higher right now. Like, we have the inversion here. I'm gonna just enter with a micro again, because I do not want to really risk anymore. And also, dollar is dropping a lot, you know, so I would, like, what I'm expecting is that we will just somehow get into this end dog, and then it's gonna be a quick run up into the buy side, because we took a lot of buy side already, you know, like those people that were short from here and were trailing their stop losses, they are already out of the trades. Because, like, look, if you were short from here and held it all the way up here, and then maybe all the way up here, you would, if you were at retail, you would definitely put your stop loss here, you know. And those that have more risk would put it like higher. Okay, I got failed. My stop loss would be above this swing high. And we are just diving for that. So like 20 handle stop loss for 40 handle move. Let me put a order there. I'm gonna actually trail my stop loss above this. If this would be a normal contract, a mini, I would probably just like put it somewhere right now where I would secure like 10 handles at least, you know. But since it's like a micro, I don't really care. It's not as big of a move. Like, if I was with a mini in a, or with more contracts in this trade, I would already taken like 80% of the position off and just left one runner for this final destination. Okay, we have a fair value gap here. If this fair value gap fails to hold, I'm gonna just close the position. And like, look, it was like what, 30 handles in profit. I don't think you should ever let your normal position go like into break even from 30 handles in profit. You should always just take profit. For me, I like to take profit every like 10 handles, but when I'm trading just micros, I do not really trade like the normal way. Okay, I'm gonna close the trade. Let's see if the 1 minute holds. But not really liking this price action. Alright, I'm out. Okay, that was also a good trade. 9 trades for the day. Jesus. Like, I would still like to see this end dog failed or at least touched. But you know, it's still possible. But am I gonna risk like getting, I don't know, what was it? I got like 15 or 20 handles or break even. I don't know. So this was the original trade. Something below 2R. But also, if you're like right, I like to just put 10 handles stop loss. Because, you know, many times if you are right in the trade, it will never move 10 handles against you. You can see it here. Like, we entered from this inversion. It touched it here, and the drawdown was what? 3 handles. Like, if you're right, you're gonna be right without risking a lot. And every time I tried to just have my stop losses like bigger, I just lost more. All right, so today we have 11 trades. Wait, what? 11? It doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, some of them were break even, I guess. 8 wins, 3 losses. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wait if and like see if we're gonna get the end dog. If we reach the end dog, I'm gonna close the stream because I feel pretty sick. So, you know, don't want to push myself too much. But a pretty good day today. 400 bucks for the day. Largest winning trade 330 bucks. Largest losing trade for 240. Not bad at all. And also usually when you have like the 10 handle stop loss, you will see pretty quickly that you're wrong, and then you can just re-evaluate what's actually happening in the market and maybe reverse the trade. Okay, this would be the trade right now. And the breakers are just so good, but I don't really like them for some reason. Like every time or most of the times when I use them, they just work. Like for example here, I just saw a breaker, then took a trade from this inversion, profit. You see it reverses from this breaker, another good trade. But sometimes I just feel like I am not able to find that breakers, or like they do not come to me as easily as other PDRAs. Like when I see Hydra trading, he just like I don't know, he looks at this price right here and he tells you like the breaker is like this kind of for example, and that's like, I'm not saying this is a breaker or that he said that, but you know, he just finds them in anything, and I am not able to do that whatsoever. So I just don't think that I would be as profitable with them. And the way I'm trading right now, I just, you know, I do not need more. Like having 70% or even more for today win rate, I don't need to change my strategy. Okay, let's see. Do we have any? Okay, we have this 5-minute fair value gap. This 3-minute. We might see a stop hunt for this. I thought that Hydra is trading more on higher time frames. I don't think I've ever seen him on second time frame. Huh. Like this, to me, it looks like it's gonna just create another breaker. And also with the breakers, I just don't know, like if you look at this chart, like if we go, you know, above this, then you have like a breaker here, you have a breaker here. Just, I don't know, well, like, you know, which one should I use, which one should I trust? Like for me, I feel like it complicates my trading. And this, so far this looks good for the short. Like we took this buy side. We have shift, entry here on the 15-second. And I'm not taking any trade right now. This is just like price reading. and it's pushing. And we might see finally the touch of this new day opening gap. Yeah, like I understand that, you know, that you should use the breaker that's in the draw on liquidity side, but like, you know, just like today, me personally, I was not able to, you know, determine what the actual draw on liquidity is, because right here the equal highs could be draw on liquidity and also the new day opening gap, you know. But I guess that's just like the that's the part of not having the highest precision or probability. This is gonna just not go there again. Like right now, this position right here, I would move my stop loss above this swing high. And for some reason, I don't understand why cannot you move on trading view like the stop loss part. Like they could just make it, you know, that you can move it down, but that's fine. And this looks like we might be just reversing from this order block. That's why you always take partials too. Yep. Yeah, same for me. But like, you know, not every day can be an easy day. And also today it's like, you know, dollar is dropping from like from yesterday basically. It's only going lower and lower and lower. But the indices don't really move the opposite way. They're just consolidating. But this is also like what I was kind of talking in the London session about, that we're gonna push down because the retail will want to go long because we pushed yesterday on FOMC, and then we go lower into this new day opening gap and then push higher. So we'll see if this is gonna happen. Also guys, if you could leave a like, that would be great. I would like really appreciate it. A scary candle to the upside to scare everyone out and then push lower. Is that gonna be what's gonna happen? We'll see. We have inversion here on the 2 minute also. but dollar started to push finally. I just think that we should see this new day opening gap filled. We have a great music for that too. It should be pushed by the music. And I think that, okay, this would be the stop loss if I was still in the position. And it will get stopped out. Let's look at the older contract. We also didn't fill the end doc. Like, I always, when I see that the dollar is moving somewhere and Nasdaq or ES are not moving at all, that for me usually means that it's like not gonna be a good trading day. Because, you know, you always see like dollar pushing higher, but Nasdaq is just consolidating when it should also push lower, you know. So when I see this, I usually just try to not enter any trades. Even though now it's finally like moving in the direction I would want it to for this to be hit. It's teasing us. Just teasing, teasing, teasing. And finally, so this trade for 40 handles hit. If you had the balls to hold it, congrats. Coder, did you trade this from the breaker, or were you just price reading, tape reading? Right now, I would expect a reversal from here for the buy side. But I think that I'm gonna be done for this New York Open. I'm up $400 for the day. Might come later for the New York close. We'll see how the market is moving. If I'm gonna see that there are some trades, I'm gonna stream it. If not, then not. And I'm gonna just like make a video or something. I had an order just a couple of ticks above the breaker. Ah. Damn. And why would you like not put the order right at this, like right at the low of the breaker? Like, did you put it on some like fair value gap or something else? Or just you put like orders manually? Just like randomly now. Okay, it's gonna like if the end dock is not gonna get filled full, then it's gonna be just closing above the yeah I get that. That's the dilemma of trading ICT concepts. You just want to take the safest option and then the trades just run without you. But you know what? The good thing is that you didn't like chase the trade, because that happens to me sometimes, that you know that I just do not get filled because I put it on the safer fair value gap or something, and then yeah. It seems like we're gonna reverse now. And maybe finally go for this buy side liquidity. But this is also like something that I'm not always 100% sure about, because when you watch ICT, he tells you not to trade in the opposite direction, like do not short when you have equal highs, you know, but sometimes he does it. And I am not sure like what is the, when are you basically allowed to go in the opposite direction? Alright guys, I think that's gonna be all for me now. I'm gonna close the stream. My bias right now is for these equal highs here. So if I see like a market structure and inversion, I would probably take the trade. We'll see later today. So thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna see you either later today or on the London session. Okay guys, bye.